The importance and roles of women in all aspects of human endeavor is no doubt very key to the development of any nation. This is further seen as the reasons why more women are agitating for good representations in significant political and entrepreneurial offices today, so that they can also influence political matters and decisions all around the world. The clamor for the female child to be given the same chances and opportunities as that of the male child in the society to enable them maximize their potentials has continued to bring together women in various forums and organizations. One of such group is the Spouses of Ogun State Government Functionaries Association, SOXFA, established 2 years ago. The objective of the association is to forge a common goal on how to empower and coordinate the support of various stakeholders to advance the cause of women in Ogun State. In the pursuit of this objective, SOXFA has been engaging in various philanthropic services that have to do with humanitarian roles alongside the Upliftment Pet Program of Her Excellency in Ogun State. Ogun State government under the administration of Senator Ibikunle Amosun since inception has continued to ensure that women are given the opportunity to participate in its government at various levels. This is done through appointment of women in different strategic positions of power in its cabinet. Various empowerment programs are also being put in place by the state government to boost the economic status of women in the state. To further complement all these efforts of the state government in giving the women a sense of belonging, the wife of the governor, Mrs. Olufunso Amosun, has adopted various empowerment projects for women in the state. It is in the light to further give the women the opportunity to contribute their quota to the development of their society that the Spouses of Ogun State Government Functionaries Association, led by its president, Mrs. Olufunso Amosun, on the 9th and 10th of April 2014, hosted the first Ogun State National Women Conference. The two-day event, which was held at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto Abeokuta, has as its theme Uplifting Women for National Development. In attendance were prominent men and women, among whom were the wives of the governors of the Southwest states, members of the executives, legislatures, as well as the judiciary at both the state and national levels. Also present were heads of parastatals and agencies and the wife of the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, among others. The conference, being the first of its kind, was an ideal opportunity for women from all walks of life to network and deliberate on pertinent issues of benefit to the state and the nation at large. Declaring the event open, the governor of Ogun State, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, described the event as coming at the appropriate time when the understanding of the women folk is most required in the development of the state and the nation at large. This, according to the governor, is because women as role models will bring to fore national development and the change needed to move the nation forward.
This conference on women is coming up at an appropriate time when the understanding of our women folk is most required. This is because as spouses of members of our administration, the good people of Ogun State will be looking up to you as role model. This is why I'm truly delighted over the several various activities and empowerment programs that have been put in place by your association. This program has complemented in no small measure the efforts of our administration. Of course, we have helped to add value to our administration. Indeed, as individual and as group, we have been worthy partners in the mission to rebuild our dear state.
He said the program, which is designed to complement the effort of his administration, will encourage the culture of entrusting women with higher positions because in Ogun State, the women have been in the forefront of development.
I don't know, and I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility, where we have as many women that we have in our cabinet, even in government, as we do in the state. And today, if you look at what we are doing, in all of those key areas, you will see our women folk doing well, doing wonderfully well. Indeed, they are challenging us, and I tell the men that we should not allow the women to take over. It's a healthy competition, which we will continue to do. And I want to say that this is the way it should be. Women should not be relegated really to the background. They should not.
This historical gathering, which has as its theme uplifting women for national development, is set to also be coming at a time when women have been associated with the required change in the nation. Her Excellency Mrs. Olufunso Amosun, in a welcome speech at the occasion, expressed gratitude to the Ogun State government for the fact that the 35% required of women in governance has been surpassed by this administration in Ogun State.
More than 35% of our current administration are women in predominant and well-respected roles. Our head of service, who is seated at the table, is a woman. Our chief judge, who is unavoidably absent, is a woman. Our attorney general is a woman. Our commissioner for finance is a woman. Our commissioner for budget and planning is a woman. Same for culture and tourism, agriculture, and women affairs. Even our special advisors on housing, land matters, and trade and investment are all women, and it goes on and on and on like that.
She said the aim of the first Ogun State National Women Conference was to create an enabling environment for women in Ogun State to network with their fellow women across the country. In her welcome address, the special guest of honor, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, observed that the motive behind this first National Women Conference in Ogun State is well commendable, considering the fact that the theme, uplifting women for national development, has been a topic of discussion at various fora.
We the women need not provide any more proof to the world that we have arrived and ready to occupy. Women have for all time demonstrated that they are capable as men and can even do better.
The contribution of women at various capacities has continued to be on the increase in recent time. This, according to the senator, should be judiciously pursued and guarded. The guest speaker and managing director of the Bank of Industries, Ms. Evelyn Oputu, emphasized on the fact that women, as powerful agents of change, in view of their role as the first teacher as well as maintainer of homes, ought to really be involved in nation building. According to her, such association like SOXFA wants to make the voices of the women be heard. She observed in a presentation that one of the major factors for African women to reach the top is education as a means of survival.
There's a report that says they say, can Africa claim the 21st century? Everybody says we're the last frontier. But one of the factors that will make us be able to claim it is if the women are educated, if they are given the same opportunities as men. So it's an imperative. It isn't that you're trying to, kind of balance what you've done over the years. It is something you need to survive. The survival of Africa are coming back to be part of the human race is going to be dependent on what the new men here will do and what you women agreed to do. Because it is not enough for us to do as we've been doing.
She noted that though at one point in time, women were the voiceless in the society as they were saddled with the responsibilities at home, only a few had the opportunity to make their voices heard. This, she said, has now changed because the 21st century has witnessed and provided opportunities for women to hold prominent positions in the society.
It is actually an economic imperative that women should participate because we are part of that pool of assets. If you don't, you'll hurt yourself.
In the bid to further empower the women at the two-day forum, various successful women across Nigeria used the opportunity to speak to women in Ogun State on how to be self-reliant and supportive to their families for a better and peaceful society. Women, as natural caregivers, have to always carry their families along. For them to achieve success, they must live in the beauty of their dreams. This was part of the major topics discussed during the two-day conference. Various speakers spoke on topics such as managing adolescent children, maintaining healthy marriage, building strong family values, and entrepreneurship, among others.
Part of what that does also is to build the trust element. That our children will believe that we trust them. We trust them to take the values you have inculcated in them early on. That you trust them that they will stick to it. So encourage the friends to come home.
One worthless husband of one is a cherished husband of another. That same man that looks stupid to you is the same one that somebody will be cooking bokoto or panla and all this stuff for. The ones you call idiots in the home will go out and he becomes hero in another home. So which one do you have? Every good thing have a price, and that worthless husband of one person is actually a price to another. Then I want us to know that two people will always start a marriage, man and woman, and after several years you end up being two again. The children will have left, they will have gone to their own homes, then it remains the two of you again.
Generating ideas from other sources. Business ideas can also be attracted from other reference sources like business directories and yellow pages that contain information about different products and services. You can also consult businesses-oriented publications while visiting trade fairs and exhibitions. This will provide you the opportunity of coming in contact with new technologies and new products where you can have direct access to the manufacturers and start a business relationship. That is what we call networking.
The time has come for women in Ogun State, for women across Nigeria to take on the responsibility in a responsible manner and begin to know that they must have a hand in everything and anything that is going on. The days of being relegated to the kitchen is over. The days of complaining that it is because I'm a woman is over. We keep good homes. We raise good children. We have good jobs. We shouldn't have an attitude of, well, it is not my business. If we do not take charge, if women do not take control and begin to put themselves forward, and begin to put themselves out, and begin to speak up and speak out, Nigeria will not move.
At the end of the 2 days conference, the women went home more fulfilled and empowered to make the necessary change needed to move not only Ogun State but Nigeria in general to the promised land. The first Ogun State National Women Conference may have come and gone, but its impact will go a long way in empowering the women to take necessary steps in ensuring that they are not left behind in the scheme of things. According to the women, the conference afforded them the opportunity to acquire several knowledge.
From what all we can see that the First Lady of Ogun State has always been adding to the value of women in the community, not the women alone. Because when you train a woman, you are training the nation. When you empower a woman and you give women feathers to fly, they go places, and they will definitely affect their husband. Likewise, their children. When I have the cause to counsel in the church, I always tell women, when you have 10 prayer points, just give 8 to your husband. 1 for yourself and 1 for the children. What is it for yourself? Let me be able to enjoy my husband and my children. And for your children to excel in life. And when your children excels, when your husband excels, everything will come back to you.
The main lesson to learn is that as a woman, we must be good mothers, trainers, and be conscious of our environment as regards our children. So all in all is exactly what we try to practice at home. And that when you are good, a good mother, a good woman, then you can build a nation. So we appreciate Ogun State for this conference. We've learned a lot that we take back and do whatever we need to do. I mean, for most especially mothers who still have their children coming up.
We were being taught on the small-scale business and how to maintain a healthy family, how to train your adolescent children. And I've seen so far, because initially I thought this workshop with my lessons since yesterday, that probably it should have been for the middle-aged women. Talk of women between 35 and 45. And but with today's section, I've been able to see that even when until you go back to God, you still need to learn more about marriage, because how to live with your husband, how to live with your children, and